There are literally thousands of personal item size backpacks out there, and with so many of them out there, it's really hard to determine which one is right for you. Well, in this video, I'm going to be reviewing 10 of my personal favorite backpacks, and I'm going to be rating them on the Perry score. So stay tuned. Now in this video, I'm going to be reviewing 10 of my personal favorite backpacks that actually made the grade to stay in my closet as opposed to me returning these backpacks. All of these backpacks had to meet the minimum requirement of being a personal size item backpack. That means they couldn't be any larger than 18 by 14 by 8. You could be smaller than that size, but you couldn't be larger than that size. Now, all of these backpacks also had to make the minimum requirement of holding 5 to 7 days worth of clothing plus all your accessories so that you could go away with this for one bag travel. Now, all of these bags had to have a trolley pass-through on the back of the bag, and they had to be at least water resistant. If they are waterproof, I will tell you specifically as I go through the bag. Now, I'm going to be reviewing these backpacks in order of price. So I'm going to be starting at the most inexpensive bag and working my way up to the most expensive, but none of these bags cost more than $100. So I kept them all at a very reasonable price point for all of you. Now, I'm also going to be rating them on the Perry score, which is a very scientific way of doing this because it makes me more objective. Because what I do is I actually grade each feature as I go through the bag. Now, I rated these backpacks on 14 points, and this is the complete list of what I took into consideration. Now, this is the least expensive bag. This is the Light Flight bag, and it has 2 pockets here in the front, one that goes all the way down to here, and one over here. It also has a really nice compartment here on the top with additional organization here for your little bits and pieces. It has one water bottle compartment here and 2 handles, one here and one here. In the back of the bag, it is padded. It also has padded straps that are adjustable, but there is no sternum strap. The bag does have compression straps on the outside, but those compression straps do not hinder you getting to the inside of the bag. Now let's get on to the inside of the bag. The inside of the bag also has a compression strap, but it has no additional organization on the inside. So after doing my calculations on this bag gets a 17. Now this is the Telena bag. It has 2 pockets here in the front, one here with some additional organization and a key leash. And by the way, a key leash counts as an extra. And 1 pocket in here, which is a wet compartment. It does have compression on both sides of the bag, but the compression does interfere with opening the bag. It has a water bottle holder here on this side, and it has 2 handles to grab the bag when you're not using it in backpack mode. In the back of the bag, you have a well-padded backing and 2 nicely padded straps, and you also have a sternum adjuster, and it is an adjustable one. In the back of the bag, you have a really nice computer compartment with 2 sleeves for either a pad and a computer. You could definitely store at least a 16-inch computer, and an additional pocket here for other stuff, maybe like tech that you want to take along with you for your computer. On the inside of this bag, you have a ton of organization. You have a pocket here to keep stuff. You have another pocket here in the back that you can actually pack things into. I mean, it's a really good deep-sized pocket. And on this side of the bag, you have 2 extras. You have a little toiletry bag and a little shoe bag. And nothing wrong with a freebie. You also have a really deep, dedicated area for packing your clothing. So this bag is not lacking in organization at all. So the Telena bag gets a Perry score of a 20. So this is the Rinlist, and this is the bag that got me started on YouTube because this is one of those viral video backpacks. And I happen to really still like it. So let me get into the pockets and you'll see why I like it. So here in the front, there are a lot of pockets. There's this big one right over here. There's one down here in the front. And there's this pocket here, which is a very large wet compartment. And I really like that about this bag. So that's a total of 3 pockets here on the front. Now it does have a water compartment here and 2 handles here on each side for additional holding. In the back of the bag, it has kind of 2 hidden compartments. One is down here against your back where you want it to be. The other one is over here, but it's also where you store your backpack straps if you don't want to use this bag as a backpack, which I kind of really like. So when these straps are put away, you do have this other compartment back here in the back that you can put things in. But if you're using it as a backpack, then you don't have that. Now, the backing here is nicely padded, and it does have aeration, which is really nice little extra on this bag.
The straps
are very comfortable, they're padded, and it does have a sternum strap that is adjustable. The bag also has a dedicated computer sleeve that is well padded, but it doesn't have any additional storage in there. The bag does have compression on the side, but I have to warn you, this is the kind of compression that interferes with you getting into the bag. Now let's get to the inside of the bag. This is the first bag that opens this way, clam style. It does have organization here on the lid. So you have a nice deep pocket here. You have a little zippered compartment here. You have more compartments here for a pen, a pencil, other little items, and one large cavernous space. It's a little plus here for some organization on the inside and for the internal compression on the inside. And for all those reasons, that's why I still like this bag. So the Rinlist comes in as 20 points on the Perry score. So this is the Echo Hub backpack, and it's a little bit on the floppy side, but don't let that deter you. This is a really good backpack. I've used it quite a bit now. So here in the front of the bag are two pockets. You have one pocket here, which goes all the way through this pocket here, and also has a little point where you could put a cord through to charge your phone. So you would put your battery in here and your cord would go out here. On the top of the bag is another really nice pocket. It's a very deep pocket, which is both good and bad because you know how it is about making compliance if this gets overly full. But still, you have that option. You also have two pockets here and pen pockets here. There's another pocket at the top of the bag that goes all the way down to the bottom of the bag. So you have a lot of places to put stuff right here in the front of the bag. You also have a dedicated water compartment here and a handle here and a handle here. Both of these are very nice and cushiony. In the back of the bag, you have a nice padded backing, two very nice padded straps. This does not have a sternum strap, but it does have a system for buckling up the straps so that they don't dangle, which is very nice. Also in the back of the bag is a dedicated computer compartment, which is padded and would hold up to about a 16-inch computer. Also, there are two secret compartments on this bag. One here at the bottom, over here, which is right against your back. Keep it nice and safe. Same thing with this one on top over here. Now this bag does have external compression here and here, but it does interfere with opening up the bag. So that's not so great. Now let's take a look on the inside of the bag. On the inside of the bag, there is some organization. You have two pockets on the lid of the bag. One here that goes all the way down to the bottom of the bag, and one here, a netted one that goes to the bottom also. At the bottom of the bag, you have additional compression here, and in this corner, a little place for you to put your air tag right here. And it's nice and stretchy, so it's easy to get to. And that's all the organization you're going to get with this bag. So that gives the Echo Hub a Perry score of 17. So this is the MyGreen Tokyo Tote, and it's the only one of these backpacks that could be qualified as a tote. Now this is one of my two bags that I go to for extreme packing. That's because this bag will make compliance for airlines that will take only smaller personal size item bags like European and Asian airlines. Now, the reason I say this is the one that I go to a bit more, it has so many different ways of holding it. So if I'm tired of holding it one way, I can hold it another. So let me go over the pockets of the bag. In the front here, you have a nice deep pocket here with another pocket that's built into the front of the bag. And you also have a nice deep pocket here in the front. And you really don't want too many pockets on the front of a bag like this because the reason that you're using this bag is because you're dealing with a tough airline. The bag clips shut this way, which is nice if you don't feel like zippering it. And it also has a zipper here if you want to keep it tightly shut. It has a water compartment here on this side and the water compartment here on this side. And so you could use it for water and some additional storage. Now the bag has two handles, and the handles clip together really nicely like this. And if you're not in the mood to use the bag with the handles, you also have a crossbody strap. This is the only bag here that does that. In the back of the bag, you have two shoulder straps. They are not the most cushiony of shoulder straps. There really is not a lot of cushioning going on in the back of the bag. And the straps do not have sternum strap. On the inside of the bag, you do have a dedicated computer sleeve that is padded. You also have several additional pockets on the inside of the bag. One here, a zipper compartment here, and two pen compartments in there. Also, on this side of the bag is another pocket for a water bottle or whatever else you want to put in it. So that's the inside of this bag. Now, there is no external compression on this bag. I don't really think that it needs it, but I have to be fair to all the other bags, so it was rated for not having compression. So this bag got a 13 on the Perry score. Now, this is the only bag that I'm going to make a small caveat on, because if you need a bag that's going to make it onto tightly restricted Asian or European airlines, this could be your bag. And for that reason, I still use this bag. So this is the Underseat Pro. Let's go over some of the features of the bag. Now, the Underseat Pro is totally waterproof, and it comes with YKK zippers. So you know that this is a very solid bag. It has a pocket here in the front that goes all the way down to the bottom. And that's the only pocket this bag has on the front of the bag. But what it does have is additional pockets here on the side of the bag. One here on the top and one here on the bottom. It has those nice little toggles, nice little extra. It has a padded handle strap here on the top. It does have a nice little addition of a carabiner here, and it also has additional D-rings here and here where you could add an additional carabiner or anything else you want to put there. It does have a water bottle compartment here on the side. Now let's get into the back of the bag. The back of the bag has a hidden compartment here, which is always a plus. Another D-ring here if you want to add another carabiner. And if you want to use it not in backpack mode, it does have a way of putting the straps behind you so it's not annoying. But if you want to use the straps, these are nicely padded straps and an adjustable sternum strap. Really, the only padding that it has though in the back is this, because I'm maximizing the use of this bag. This is by far one of the largest bags because it's 18 by 14 by 8. It was that way by design. Now this bag has no external compression at all on the outside of the bag. So let's get to the inside of the bag and see what it has going on in there. Now on the inside of the bag, you do have compression. And it's very unique compression because you can either keep it within these buckles here, or you can remove it from the buckles depending on how much you have inside the bag. And in this way, you don't need the external compression because all the compression goes on inside of the bag. I'm going to unbuckle these so I can show you the rest of these features. Now, there is no shortage of pockets for organization on the inside of the bag. You have one here on top, you have another one here on the bottom, and you also have two on each side. So the bag does have organization on the inside of the bag. What the bag doesn't have is a dedicated computer sleeve. You could use this as a computer sleeve if you wanted to, but it's not padded. So I have to point that out. And that was also by the design, but I don't know how I feel about that. I still have to use my computer sleeve when I'm using this sleeve here in the back. But that's me. Some of you might travel with less or not use a computer, and that's why I'm pointing these out. But I feel personally it's nice to have the option. That's the only downside that I see to this bag personally. Again, remember, it's not about what I like, it's about what you like. So on the Perry score, the Underseat Pro gets an 18. Now, I'm throwing an awful lot of information at you. So if you have any questions about these backpacks, please drop them in the comment section down below, and I always answer everyone. And if you're finding this video informative or you liked it in any way, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button down below because that tells YouTube that you want to see more of my content. So this is the Bagsmart Blast bag, and it's one of the only two bags that are actually duffel style bags, the other one being the light flight bag. So let's go over the pockets. Here in the front, we have a really nice, deep, stretchy pocket. I would put things in there like maybe a jacket or something because it has so much flexibility. And also this pocket here on the side. Over here on the top, you have another compartment that goes down nice and deep with an additional little storage compartment for your odds and sods. Now it does have a nice stretchable water compartment here on the side and two handles, top and side. And it does have compression on the outside of the bag. And I have to point out that this is excellent compression because it does not interfere with getting into the bag. Here in the back of the bag, it has additional storage for stuff that you might want to keep a little more secure. It has this pocket here and also has another compartment here for your passports, your phone, your wallet. The bag does have a nice padded backing, really nice comfortable back straps, and an adjustable sternum strap. Also in the back of the bag is a dedicated computer sleeve with two compartments here for additional tech. And on this side, two more pockets, one for a computer, one for a pad. I really like that. And it actually has a little depth to it, so you could put other tech if you wanted to in there. Now, this is the only bag that has a dedicated shoe compartment here on the bottom, here. Now, for me, I hate these things, but you might like them because they can be used for laundry, they can be used for shoes, but they do eat into the inside of the bag. But this is a personal decision, and I'm just pointing out to you what features the bags have and assigning points to those features. On the inside of the bag, you have a dedicated wet compartment, which I am a fan of, and you have internal compression too. So you have compression on the outside and internal compression on the inside. And here's the shoe bag that eats into the space. That being said, you do have the option of rolling it down like this. But other than the wet compartment, there is no other internal organization to this bag. And that's pretty common with duffel bags. There's another thing that's really unique about this bag, and I only have it on one other bag. And that is, this bag is expandable. So you undo this zipper here, and when uncompressed, you get this additional 2 inches to the bag, which bumps up the size of the bag from a personal size item to a carry-on size item. But you could use this as a one and done bag if you're packing this out, and you could take this with you for more than a week. And also, if you went on vacation, you bought a lot of extra stuff, you do know that you have room inside this bag to pack it out. You just got to bump up your bag from a personal size item bag to a carry-on bag. That's your decision. But it is always good to know that that feature is here on this bag. So this gives the Bagsmart Blast bag a Perry score of 21. I have 2 core surf bags to show you. And that's because this bag came out after this bag. And I like the pretty pink color. So I bought myself the pretty pink color. And yes, you all know I have a problem with bags. And I don't deny that. But there is a difference between these 2 bags. This bag here is totally waterproof. And this bag is waterproof on the front of the bag, and the sides are water resistant. So I want you to keep that in mind when looking at this bag. So I would still use this bag if I'm going out on a miserable rainy day or I'm going to a rainy climate, and it has happened. Believe me, you all remember that from when I reviewed this bag. But if I'm going someplace that's nice and warm and tropical, I might take this bag instead because I think it's pretty. But anyhow, I'm going to review this bag because you can see the review of this bag here at my compilation of personal item backpacks. So let's move on to the Core Island Hopper in pink. Both the black bag and the pretty pink bag are going to have the same features, the only major feature being the waterproofing. And it is waterproof on the front, and I do like that. It also has places to put additional carabiners on it, which I also like. And that's the other major difference. On the Core Island Hopper 2, they put also an additional carabiner. This does not have an additional carabiner on it. It was not a deal breaker for me. I like the pretty pink of the bag. This bag has YKK zippers on it, which is also a wonderful thing because you never have to worry about the zippers breaking. On the front of the bag, you have a nice deep pocket that goes down here and another pocket over here on top. It is a very deep pocket, goes down quite far, and also has a not so small zippered compartment here for all your other bits and pieces that you might want to keep in this pocket. The bag does have a water bottle compartment here that is cinchable, and I do like cinchable water bottle compartments. And it has 2 other handles here on top and here on the side, so you can grab the bag easily. Now in the back of the bag, you have a really nice padded backing that has airflow through it. You have really comfortable straps that are well padded, and also a adjustable sternum strap. Here on the side of the bag is where the computer resides. And what I like about this bag in particular is that the computer is suspended, meaning that if you drop the bag, the computer is not going to hit the ground. And it has a nicely padded computer compartment here and a much larger compartment here for tech if you want to bring it. Also here in the back of the bag are two hidden compartments. One here on top and another little hidden one here on the bottom, which is right over here. So now let's get into the inside of the bag. Now this bag has a lot of internal organization going on. It has a nice big pocket here and an even bigger compartment here. And this compartment is rather misleading because you might think that it only goes to here, which is nice and deep, but it actually goes even behind this compartment here. So there's plenty of packing even on this side of the bag. On this side of the bag is where you would do most of your clothing packing. And I really like this side because even though this bag is lacking internal compression on the outside, it is not lacking it on the inside, where you can make it as tight as you need it to be here. And so I can get an awful lot of clothing in here if I need to and not worry about the bag making compliance. So the regular core island hopper gets a 22 because it's not totally waterproof and it's missing a carabiner. But the core island hopper 2, because it's totally waterproof and it comes with a little additional carabiner, gets a 24. So this is the Osprey 26+6 Daylight expandable bag. And this bag also comes with a lifetime guarantee because Osprey is known for its lifetime guarantee. So let's get into the pockets of the bag. There is a pocket here in the front, goes all the way down to the bottom, and a pocket here on the top with additional stretchable pockets and 3 little pen holders here. It is rather deep. It also has a key leash. The bag does have 4 points where you can attach something to the bag, like a carabiner. So this bag is rather unique that it has 3 handles. It has a padded handle here on the top. It has another handle here on the bottom and another one here in the back. So there's no shortage of ways for you to grab this bag. Now you will note that this bag has no external compression whatsoever. But what it does have is an expansion, which is why this bag is called the 26+6. Because it expands an additional 2 inches to give you an extra 6 liters of space to pack in. With this particular bag, because it starts off narrower, that doesn't mean that this bag will expand further than the 8 inches that's allotted as a personal item bag. So that's something to keep in mind. Now let's get to the back of the bag. In the back of the bag, it has Osprey's patented AirScape, which allows your back to breathe and keeps you from getting hot. It also has 2 padded handles and a adjustable sternum strap. The inside of the bag has this one big pocket here for you to use for packing. And I'm going to point this out to you so you can understand what's going on here because it's kind of unique. It does have a computer sleeve. It is not a dedicated computer sleeve. You can either access the computer sleeve this way, or you can access the computer sleeve from the back of the bag if you're going through TSA. So that being said, this is not really a dedicated computer sleeve, but it is a computer sleeve nonetheless. Now, when you're talking about compression on the bag, this is it. There's one strap. And it's probably one of the major things that I don't like about this bag because it doesn't have any compression on the outside. And I really wouldn't call this compression. Maybe it would hold something in the bag. I don't know. But what it does have is a nice little pocket here to put your air tag. That's important to you. So the Osprey 26+6 Daylight bag comes in as a 16. Wow, that was a lot of information I gave you there, right? Now I'm not going to tell you which is my favorite bag because it really doesn't matter which is my favorite bag. This is not about a bag that's good for me. It's about a bag that's good for you. And what I find important in a bag might not be what you find important in a bag. So here's the takeaway that I want you all to think about. These are all good bags. I've used them many, many times with the exception of the pink bag, which is brand new because I just happen to like it. But that's besides the point. It's about what your usage is for the bag because some of these bags can do dual duty and other of these bags can't. And that might be important to some of you, but maybe not to others. And you just want to maximize the space of the bag and get it in under the seat and not have to pay for anything extra. And that's why I'm going to remind you again, there is a complete chart to all of these bags and the rating in the description area down below. And if I happen to have any discount codes, they'll also be in the description area down below. And if you want to see full reviews of all of these bags, check out this playlist over here, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!